Alright, hello and welcome to the National Baseball League. This is a game for not yesterday. There was no games yesterday. This is for Sunday, August 3rd. So, this is board number 1 of 2. But yes, there is 2 boards of this. So, we'll start with the Portland Anchors and the New York Knights. So, the New York Knights here, they were able to win this one 3-1 over the Portland Anchors. Pretty close game, but the Knights, they gain that lead and they hold on to win 3-1. Over the Anchors, and they hold them just to 1 run, 5 hits for the Anchors. Took 3 runs, 9 hits for New York Knights, and this wins them the series against the Portland Anchors 2-1. So then we're going to go to the Orlando Sunrise and the San Diego Seals. Final with 3 games. It was a really close one here throughout the whole game. 6 hits for San Diego, and Orlando 7 hits, but pretty close one. Then late in the game, San Diego, they're able to bring in that 3rd run, but and just enough to have the lead, and their bullpen does the rest, and they win 3-2 to sweep the Orlando Sunrise. I tell you, this Sunrise team's dysfunctional. They're struggling. They are struggling. The game was tied. All they had to do was shut down San Diego, and then they would at least have a chance. They failed, and the Seals sweep the Sunrise. Then we had to Boston, Montreal. This one, so the Whalers avoid a sweep with this one. They're getting a win here. 4-1 over the Montreal Expos. Whalers winning. 4 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Boston. So, an error for both teams. Boston, they're going to get their offense back in order offensively. Back in line. And they get 4 runs on 9 hits, and the pitching holds the Expos to 1 run on 6 hits. So good job for the Whalers pitching staff. They did a great job. 1 error for both teams. So this avoids Boston getting the sweep, but the Montreal Expos still win the series 2-1. Then we're going over to Albuquerque in a wild game. Back and forth type of stuff here between Utah and Albuquerque. Just back and forth, going back and forth. We score 1, then you score 1. We score 1. This whole game, and Albuquerque's getting hits out of the wazoo. It's insane. They get 17 hits, and that gives them that 1 run they need to win. And they win 10-9 over the Utah Raptors, winning them this series against the Raptors 2-1. Raptors with 2 errors, so that most likely was part of it. So then we're going to the middle row. The Cincinnati Stingers versus the Tampa Bay Titans. So the Stingers here, just home run derby, that type of stuff. 11 runs, 13 hits, and they blow out the Titans to sweep the series and win all 3 games against them in this set. They win 11-3 on 13 hits, no errors. And the Titans don't make an error. They get 10 hits of their own, but Cincinnati, they do a good job getting out of bad scenarios to keep them to just 3 runs despite 10 hits. Stingers sweep Tampa Bay. And now they're on to who they play? Shoot, I don't remember who they're on to another series. And then the series after this one, I forget the series they play, but after this they'll play the Expos, and I'll cover the first of that series. The first game of that, they're going to play the Montreal Expos. That'll be fun. I can show Montreal in a bit. So I'll show them on Friday. No. I'll show them on Sunday. So you get to see the Expos and the Stingers go at it in Montreal on Sunday. But anyway, we moved to the Oakland Ocean and the Seattle Sasquatch. Pretty close game initially here, but Seattle, they do the good old, let's take the lead. We're just gonna ride the wave. They get that big lead, and then the pitching staff goes to work. They shoved it. They keep Oakland at bay, and the Oakland Ocean make 2 mistakes of their own that contributed to the Sasquatch 3-run lead that they had that won them the game. So 2 errors for the Ocean. There's your first mistake, and their offense struggled a bit. Just 5 hits in this, but they did score 3 runs on 5, which that's not bad. Just they need more hits, and then they could score more runs. So this win for Seattle, good job defensively, especially in the game with the bullpen and all that. They won the series 2-1 of the Oakland Ocean. Then we go to the Washington Monuments with the Philadelphia Liberty. Philadelphia, they just keep on their defenses and offense is both fantastic. They're like the only playoff worthy team in that division. Like, I'm not kidding. The Atlantic Division in the Eastern Conference in the National Baseball League that I've created, the whole Atlantic Division is just bad except for Philly. They're all either mid or just bad. The only one that's basically guaranteed a playoff spot, assuming things do not keep going the way they're going. Philadelphia, they're the only one that is like locked down gonna make it. The only one that is locking down anything. And who's getting that second spot is basically, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's not very set in stone, which wild cards usually are. That's why they're a wild card. So Philadelphia sweeps the Monuments with this 7-3 win. Just great job by Philly. Their offense is just really solid, very consistently. They got Mike Trout, the Philadelphia Liberty. Who else did it? Not Kyle. I don't have Kyle. They don't have Al. Oh my! They have somebody that's actually on the Phillies. That's also on this Philadelphia Liberty team. I don't remember who. Not Bryce Harper. Is it Kyle Schwarber? No. Actually, it might be. It might be Kyle Schwarber. I don't know. No, I don't think it is. We're moving on. I'm not going to go into that anymore. I feel like somebody on the Phillies, like a prominent name, is actually on this Philadelphia Liberty team. So we're going to San Francisco and Vancouver where the Grizzlies and the Firebirds going at it. Final of a 3-game series, and pretty close one, but Vancouver jumps out on top lane. They win to 6-5. Good job defensively. Like that last inning, to get the win. So Vancouver getting 6 runs, 9 hits. Pretty solid job offensively to win. They're getting good hits, and it wins them this game just by hair. Because San Francisco, they had their own good fight. 5 runs, 10 hits. They do commit an error though. I'm not saying that lost them the game, but that definitely didn't help. Grizzlies win. They win this game to avoid the sweep, but the Firebirds still win the series 2-1. So then we're going to Columbus and Detroit, so similar situation, but just it's the home team this time. The Oilers were hoping to get the sweep here, but offensively they struggle a bit, and then defensively they really struggle. It's not embarrassing or anything, but they got 5 runs and 11 hits. Meanwhile, they couldn't make up for it because they were shut down to just 3 runs on 7 hits. They got some runs, but they struggled overall. So they don't get the sweep, but they still take the series against the Motors 2-1. Motors avoid the sweep with this win. 3 games left on this board, and then we'll do board number 2. I'm going to listen to some minor league baseball after this, which will be nice. New Hampshire and I can't remember the team they're playing. It's going to be the New Hampshire Fisher Cats that I wanted to listen to. Yes, I tune into minor league baseball sometimes. It's entertaining. If there's no MLB games on a certain day, or maybe the games seem that interesting, go look at the minor league baseball list because there are so many games. Just pick one of, that sounds fun, and then maybe it will be. So the New York Sailors and the Toronto Huskies, pretty much all these last 3, they're all very similar, so I'm kind of just, I don't want to go all 3 at once, but I'm going to skim through each one because they're all basically the exact same story. Except for, this one's just slightly different, but the game itself is the same. So, New York Sailors, it seemed like it could have gone either way, but Toronto they gave up practically 3 hits. Sailors shut them out, they won 6-0. Great job for the New York Sailors, defensively, pitching-wise, and their offense is getting to work. 6 runs, 10 hits. Blue could have been an error, but it doesn't really matter. And they win the series 2-1. So same exact thing happening here. 7 runs, 7 hits for the Atlanta Arrows over the New Orleans Gators. Final game of this 4-game series. If the Gators won this, they would have won, but no, the Arrows split the series with this win. They shut them out 7-0. And the series split 2 games apiece between the 2 teams. Great job for the Arrows offensively and defensively in this one. Going into the Houston Cosmos, the Chicago Regulars, same thing. Cosmos shut them out 7-0 on 7 hits as well. Just like, their stats are the same. 1 error for both teams in the Chicago-Houston games. Cosmos avoid a sweep. They should have won this series, but for some reason they didn't. They lost. Chicago took the first 2. But the Cosmos shut them out in Game 3 and avoid a sweep. And that does it. So this one, the Cosmos just avoid a sweep. So the Railers win the series 2-1. So maybe the Railers' success continues onward after this series, but we'll see, because they look really good in the first 2 games. And that's it for this board. See you for board number 2. Alright, so here is board number 2. So just the 3 games. So we got the St. Louis Stars and the Minnesota Northern Lights. This is the one I covered this one as well on Sunday, I believe. Yeah. Covered it on Sunday. And it was pretty close around most of it, and then late in the game, the Stars, the Northern Lights, the game was tied at 2 in like the 8th inning, and Minnesota defensively pitching, they just collapsed, and it allowed the St. Louis Stars to jump out of that 6-2 lead, and then that's what won the Stars the game. And this game sweeps the series for St. Louis. They take all 4 against the Northern Lights. 6 runs, 9 hits. No errors for the St. Louis Stars. 2 runs, 8 hits for the Minnesota Northern Lights. And we head to Game 2 on this board. The Texas Twisters and the Edmonton Eagles. Twisters did a really good job in the 2 games they won in this series. They lost the first one to the Eagles. I had the board. It's actually on my TV right there with the little, the schedules and stuff. Looking at the Eagles schedule on the TV right there. And it shows that series. Eagles, they won 5-2. It looked promising. And then they get Texas on Sunday. On Saturday, they sweep. They shut out the Eagles 6-0. And then Sunday, they beat them again 7-1. So back-to-back beatdowns over the Edmonton Eagles. They won 7-1 over Edmonton. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Twisters. 1 run, 4 hit for Edmonton. So the Eagles had a good start, and then it didn't carry over at all into games 2 and 3. That's the nature of baseball. Twisters win the series 2-1. There's supposed to be a 1 there. We're gonna move to this game right now. This one's interesting. So Las Vegas, they're not a great team. They're just not. Memphis, they won the first 2 of these 2 games in this series easily. But in Game 3, on Sunday night, the Gamblers win. They're not that far from enough. This is the best game I think they've ever had this whole year. The home run derby, 12 runs, 15 hits, and they shut out the Blues, giving them to 6 hits. The Blues do have an error, so that was a defensive mistake that didn't help, obviously. But the Blues still win the series, but they don't take this game. They can't get the sweep. I don't know what happened for Memphis. I don't know. Just Vegas had a good game, just out of nowhere. And that's that. So, see ya. That'll do it. Goodbye.